Section 7, doubles and triples. This section covers 7.1, pulling double-triple trailers, 7.2, coupling and uncoupling, 7.3, inspecting doubles and triples, and 7.4, doubles, triples, air brake check. This section has information you need to pass the CDL knowledge test for driving safely with double and triple trailers. It tells about how important it is to be very careful when driving with more than one trailer, how to couple and uncouple correctly, and about inspecting doubles and triples carefully. You should also study sections 2, 5, and 6. Note, triple combinations are not legal in California. Triples are discussed in this section because they are legal in many other states. The endorsement is given by knowledge test only. Do not bring in a set of doubles for a Class A skills test. 7.1, pulling double triple trailers. Take special care when pulling 2 and 3 trailers. There are more things that can go wrong, and double triples are less stable than other commercial motor vehicles. Some areas of concern are discussed below. 7.1.1, prevent the trailer from rolling over. To prevent trailers from rolling over, you must steer gently and go slowly around corners or ramps, off-ramps, and curves. A safe speed on a curve for a straight truck or a single trailer combination vehicle may be too fast for a set of doubles or triples. 7.1.2, beware the crack the whip effect. Doubles and triples are more likely to turn over than other combination vehicles because of the crack the whip effect. You must steer gently when pulling trailers. The last trailer in a combination is most likely to turn over. If you do not understand the crack the whip effect, study subsection 6.1.2 of this handbook. 7.1.3, inspect completely. There are more critical parts to check when you have 2 or 3 trailers. Check them all. Follow the procedures described later in this section. 7.1.4, look far ahead. Doubles and triples must be driven very smoothly to avoid rollover or jackknife. Therefore, look far ahead so you can slow down or change lanes gradually when necessary. 7.1.5, manage space. Doubles and triples take up more space than other commercial motor vehicles. They are not only longer, but also need more space because they cannot be turned or stopped suddenly. Allow more following distance. Make sure you have large enough gaps before entering or crossing traffic. Be certain you are clear at the sides before changing lanes. 7.1.6, adverse conditions. Be more careful in adverse conditions. In bad weather, slippery conditions, and mountain driving, you must be especially careful if you drive double and triple bottoms. You will have greater length and more dead axles to pull with your drive axles than other drivers. There is more chance for skids and loss of traction. 7.1.7, parking the vehicle. Make sure you do not get in a spot you cannot pull straight through. You need to be aware of how parking lots are arranged in order to avoid a long and difficult escape. 7.1.8, anti-lock braking systems on converter dollies. Converter dollies built on or after March 1, 1998 are required to have anti-lock brakes. These dollies have a yellow lamp on the left side of the dolly. 7.2, coupling and uncoupling. Knowing how to couple and uncouple correctly is basic to safe operation of doubles and triples. Wrong coupling and uncoupling can be very dangerous. Coupling and uncoupling steps for doubles and triples are listed below. 7.2.1, coupling double trailers. Secure the second or rear trailer. If the second trailer does not have spring brakes, drive the tractor close to the trailer, connect the emergency line, charge the trailer air tank, and disconnect the emergency line. This will set the trailer emergency brakes if the slack adjusters are correctly adjusted. Chalk the wheels if you have any doubt about the brakes. For the safest handling on the road, the more heavily loaded semi-trailer should be in first position behind the tractor. The lighter trailer should be in the rear. A converter gear on a dolly is a coupling device of 1 or 2 axles and a fifth wheel by which a semi-trailer can be coupled to the rear of a tractor-trailer combination, forming a double bottom rig. See figure 7.1. And I'll include these at the end of this chapter with pictures from the book. And figure 7.1 shows a lead trailer and a rear trailer and the dolly in between. Position the converter dolly in front of the second or rear trailer. Release the dolly brakes by opening the air tank petcock, or if the dolly has spring brakes, use the dolly parking brake control. If the distance is not too great, wheel the dolly into position by hand so it is in line with the kingpin. Or use the tractor and the first semi-trailer to pick up the converter dolly. Position the combination as close as possible to the converter dolly. Move the dolly to the rear of the first semi-trailer and couple it to the trailer. Lock the pintle hook. Secure the dolly support in the raised position. Pull the dolly into position as close as possible to the nose of the second semi-trailer. Lower the dolly support. Unhook the dolly from the first trailer. Wheel the dolly into position in front of the second trailer in line with the kingpin. Next section, connect the converter dolly to the front trailer. Back the first semi-trailer into position in front of the dolly tongue. Hook the dolly to the front trailer. Lock the pintle hook. Secure the converter gear support in the raised position. Connect the converter dolly to the rear trailer. Make sure the trailer brakes are locked and/or the wheels chalked. Make sure the trailer height is correct. It must be slightly lower than the center of the fifth wheel, so the trailer is raised slightly when the dolly is pushed under. Back the converter dolly under the rear trailer. Raise the landing gear slightly off the ground to prevent damage if the trailer moves. Test the coupling by pulling against the pin of the second semi-trailer. Make a visual check of the coupling. No space between the upper and lower fifth wheels, and the locking jaws are closed on the kingpin. Connect the safety chains, air hoses, and light cords. Close the converter dolly air tank petcock and shut off the valves at the rear of the second trailer, service and emergency shutoffs. Open the shutoff valves at the rear of the first trailer and on the dolly if so equipped. Raise the landing gear completely. Charge the trailer brakes. Push the air supply knob in. And check for air at the rear of the second trailer by opening the emergency line shutoff. If the air pressure is not there, something is wrong and the brakes will not work. 7.2.2, uncoupling the double trailers. Uncouple the rear trailer. Park the rig in a straight line on firm level ground. Apply the parking brakes so the rig will not move. Chock the wheels of the second trailer if it does not have spring brakes. Lower the landing gear of the second semi-trailer enough to remove some weight from the dolly. Close the air shutoffs at the rear of the first semi-trailer and on the dolly if so equipped. Disconnect and secure all dolly air and electric lines. Release the dolly brakes. Release the converter dolly fifth wheel latch. Slowly pull the tractor, first semi-trailer, and dolly forward to pull the dolly out from under the rear semi-trailer. Next is uncouple the converter dolly. Lower the dolly landing gear. Disconnect the safety chains. Apply the converter rear spring brakes or chock the wheels. Release the pintle hook on the first semi-trailer. Slowly pull clear of the dolly. Never unlock the pintle hook with the dolly still under the rear trailer. The dolly tow bar may fly up, possibly causing injury, and make it very difficult to recouple. (7.2.3) Coupling and uncoupling triple trailers. Couple the tractor, first semi-trailer, to the second, third trailers. Couple the tractor to the first trailer. Use the method already described for coupling tractor semi-trailers. Move the converter dolly into position and couple the first trailer to the second trailer using the method for coupling doubles. The triples rig is now complete. Uncouple the triple trailer rig. Uncouple the third trailer by pulling the dolly out and then unhitching the dolly using the method for uncoupling doubles. Uncouple the remainder of the rig as you would any double bottom rig, using the method already described. Remember, operating triples is not allowed in California. 7.2.4, coupling and uncoupling other combinations. The methods described so far apply to more common tractor-trailer combinations. However, there are other ways of coupling and uncoupling the many types of truck-trailer and tractor-trailer combinations that are in use. There are too many to cover in this handbook. You will need to learn the correct way to couple and uncouple the vehicles. Drive according to the manufacturer and/or owner specifications. 7.3. Inspecting doubles and triples. Use the 7-step inspection procedure described in Section 2 to inspect your combination vehicle. There are more things to inspect on a combination vehicle than on a single vehicle. Many of these items are simply more of what you would find on a single vehicle. For example, tires, wheels, lights, reflectors, etc. There are also some new things to check. These are discussed below. 7.3.1. Additional checks. Do these checks in addition to those already listed in Section 2, Step 5. Do a walk-around inspection. Coupling system areas. Check the fifth wheel, lower. Is securely mounted to the frame. That it is securely mounted to the frame. That it has no missing or damaged parts. That it has enough grease. That it has no visible space between the upper and lower fifth wheel. That the locking jaws are around the shank, not the head of the kingpin. That the release arm is properly seated and the safety latch/lock is engaged. Check the fifth wheel upper. Check that the glide plate is securely mounted to the trailer frame. Check that the kingpin is not damaged. Air and electric lines to the trailer. Check that the electrical cord is firmly plugged in and secured. Check that the air lines are properly connected to the glad hands with no air leaks and properly secured with enough slack for turns. Check that all lines are free from damage. Sliding the fifth wheel. Check that the slide is not damaged or parts missing. Check that it is properly greased. Check that all locking pins are present and locked in place. If air-powered, check that there are no air leaks. Check that the fifth wheel is not so far forward that the tractor frame will hit the landing gear or the cab will hit the trailer during turns. Landing gear. Check that it is fully raised, has no missing parts, not bent or otherwise damaged. Check that the crank handle is in place and secured. If power operated, check that there are no air or hydraulic leaks. Double and triple trailers. Shut off the valves at the rear of the trailers, in service, and emergency lines. Check that the rear of the front trailers is open. Check that the rear of the last trailer is closed. Check that the converter dolly air tank drain valve is closed. Be sure the air lines are supported and the glad hands are properly connected. If a spare tire is carried on the converter gear or dolly, make sure that it is secured. Be sure the pintle eye of the dolly is in place in the pintle hook of the trailers, or of the trailer. Make sure the pintle hook is latched. Make sure the safety chains should be and are secured to the trailers. Be sure the light cords are firmly connected in the sockets on the trailers. 7.3.2, additional things to check during a walk-around inspection. Do these checks in addition to Section 5, inspecting air brake systems. 7.4, doubles, triples, air brake check. Check the brakes on a double or triple trailer as you would any combination vehicle. Section 6 explains how to check air brakes on combination vehicles. You must also make the following checks on your double or triple trailers. 7.4.1, additional air brake checks. Check that air flows to all the trailers, double and triple trailers. Use the tractor parking brake and or chock the wheels to hold the vehicle. Wait for the air pressure to reach normal and then push in the red trailer air supply knob. This will supply air to the emergency or supply lines. Use the trailer handbrake to provide air to the service line. Go to the rear of the rig. Open the emergency line shut-off valve at the rear of the last trailer. You should hear air escaping, showing the entire system is charged. Close the emergency line valve. Open the service line valve to check that service pressure goes through all the trailers. This test assumes that the trailer handbrake or service brake pedal is on. And then close the valve. If you do not hear air escaping from both lines, check that the shutoff valves on the trailers and dollies are in the open position. You must have air all the way to the back for all the brakes to work. Test the tractor protection valve. Charge the trailer air brake system. Build up normal air pressure and push the air supply knob in. Shut the engine off. Step on and off the brake pedal several times to reduce the air pressure in the tanks. The trailer air supply control, also called the tractor protection valve control, should pop out or go from normal to emergency position. When the air pressure falls into the pressure range specified by the manufacturer, usually within the range of 20 to 45 psi, pounds per square inch. If the tractor protection valve does not work properly, an air hose or trailer brake leak could drain all the air from the tractor. This would cause the emergency brakes to come on with possible loss of control. Test the trailer emergency brakes. Charge the trailer air brake system and check that the trailer rolls freely. Then stop and pull out the trailer air supply control, also called tractor protection valve control or trailer emergency valve, or place it in the emergency position. Pull gently on the trailer with the tractor to check that the trailer emergency brakes are on. Test the trailer service brakes. Check for normal air pressure. Release the parking brakes. Move the vehicle forward slowly and apply trailer brakes with the hand control, trolley valve, if so equipped. You should feel the brakes come on. This tells you the trailer brakes are connected and working. The trailer brakes should be tested with the hand valve, but controlled in normal operation with the foot pedal, which applies air to the service brakes at all the wheels. Section 7, test your knowledge. Question 1, what is a converter dolly? Question 2, do converter dollies have spring brakes? Question 3, what 3 methods can you use to secure a second trailer before coupling? Question 4, how do you check to make sure trailer height is correct before coupling? Question 5, what do you check when making a visual check of coupling? Question 6, why should you pull a dolly out from under a trailer before you disconnect it from the trailer in front? Question 7, what should you check for when inspecting the converter dolly? The pintle hook? What should you check for when inspecting the pintle hook? Question 8, should the shutoff valves on the rear of the last trailer be open or closed? On the first trailer in a set of doubles? Or what about on the first trailer in a set of doubles? On the middle trailer of a set of triples? Question 9, how can you test that air flows to all trailers? Question 10, how do you know if your converter dolly is equipped with anti-lock brakes? These questions may be on your test. If you cannot answer them all, reread Section 7.